I don't know how they knew that was one of my warehouses, but the fact that they got there so quickly already speaks ill. It makes me think that there's a mole in our ranks.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember if we have any moles. Are any of our people moles? And
No, no,
I turn to the dragon.
no mole people.
No moles, no rodents, none of
Well,
those.
well, yes, but we don't discriminate.
Yeah. Oh, of course, of course. Yeah. So not actually moles,
No, it is
just
it is an expression.
okay. Who would betray us like that?
I don't know,
Can you
but
think of how has anybody been acting weird?
I kind of looks at you. Well, not more weird than usual, but
I don't see that he's looking at me when I say if anybody's been acting weird.
no, I think I'm gonna have to find out. We'll start asking some questions. Also, how did you make your way in here?
Oh, so I used my cunning and my smarts, and I tried really hard to open the door, and Val opened it.
I just pushed the button.
If you're still looking for a job, you let me know.
Always.
Consider that possible hiring as a definite yes.
I'm glad I passed the test.
You passed the test. No, no, we will. There's nothing I can do right now, but and kind of looks over at the Dragonborn. But we will start asking around.
Mhm. Okay, Hekan, do I need you to know that I think those two are taking things from the warehouse. I think I think you're right. I think they're not there to investigate. They're there to steal from you.
You let them into the warehouse.
Well, the door was huge. There's no more door. It was on fire.
They just walked into the fire.
Do you guys have like a flashback of like Kubosh just standing like a cool foot above our tallest people in the party, and then a
Yeah.
cool foot and a half taller than the shortest person of this party?
Yeah.
Shit. Teeves, go and see if there's anything. Can you all go with Teeves? And then Teeves is the Dragonborn.
Yeah.
I know you just made your way back from the warehouse, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
fine.
almost died.
I mean,
I'm
I
glad
was fine.
I'm glad my employee is fine. Looks past
We
Bucca to Val.
yeah. We we did okay. And then I guess we're gonna start to leave the room.
The door closes behind you, and then you do make your way back out. Very cool. I know some of you guys are hurt. If you guys want to if you guys want to take a short rest and roll some hit dice,
Mhm.
Let's roll some hit dice.
you guys make your way back to the warehouse. At this point, most of the crowd has dissipated. There are definitely still some like bystanders, and there's definitely some guards still kind of posted up. As Teeves leads you guys, he goes and speaks to one of the guards is posted by the door, and the guard kind of steps to the side and lets you guys in.
Does Pierce see the guard that I spoke to when we first got out and seemed concerned when Lena and Kubash showed up?
I'll say yes. I'll say that he at this point. I'll say you see him as you guys are walking. As you guys walk in, there are immediately, obviously, big fire stuff is still smelling like strong soot and smoke, and there are a lot less boxes than there were when you guys made your way out. So there's still like, a lot of stuff there, but there's like you could just tell stuff has been taken. But this one guard, the one that had talked to you, Pierce, earlier, you do see him crouched over as he seems to have like a notepad almost, basically like a clipboard as he's writing down some notes and stuff.
Am I close enough to Teeves to like tap him on the shoulder or say something to him?
Yeah.
Teeves,
Oh yeah.
the guard that I initially talked to when we got out of the building, he he noticed Lena and Kubash walk up and seemed to recognize them, and he didn't seem to be stoked that they were there.
You see his eyes narrow a little bit, and Teeves goes, "Did you talk to him before?"
We had talked to him before we had left, but I figured I'd mention it if you wanted to talk to him yourself.
Hmm. Nasir doesn't really like me a lot. can you kind of looks over at you and at Bucca. Can you guys talk to him?
Yeah, of course. Anything specific you want me to ask?
Who the hell these people are? And then looks over at Val, and then where were you guys when the fire happened?
Like as he starts talking to Val, I'm gonna go over to the guard.
We heard a loud boom. I was working Patrice's bachelorette party.
And then where did you see these knights?
Oh, the knights? They just appeared from the flames when we were trying to help out Bucca's friend and get him out. The one that he was gonna cut his foot off.
I was gonna do it as I'm walking away.
Poor Batia. And then, but like he kind of points over, and then there are still the two bodies on the far end of the warehouse. Are those the knights?
Yeah, we killed them.
Hell yeah. Let's go see. And then he takes you to go investigate the bodies. Very cool. You see Nasir, this guard, kind of like looking around, writing some notes down and stuff, but then kind of sees you, stands up. Welcome back. And then you see his eyes kind of like stay trained on Teves. What can I help you with?
Yeah, we just we had gone and reported to Hekan because Bucca's right with me, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Because Bucca wanted to kind of fill him in as soon as possible. But I wanted to ask, when that half elf and the half orc had showed up, you seemed to recognize them and not be, I guess, kind of be concerned that they were here.
He starts like look sheepish. Yeah, I don't know if you are familiar, but they are part of the Crystal Talons. And so the Crystal Talons are a beyond well-renowned, like almost like an adventuring party.
Mm.
They're literally just celebrities almost at this point. At least within the realm of adventuring, I guess.
I'm
But
sorry. Were you fanboying over these two people?
no, but they have enough pull with enough people that I like my job. And so if they wanted to, they could probably get me fired
How would they get you fired?
because they know a lot of people.
What does that mean? I know
They
people. I can't get you fired.
I'm sorry, who are you?
I reach for the paper bag. Where's the paper bag? Wow.
Anyways, as he sees you like hyperventilate off to the side. And so they know people that my bosses answer to. And so usually when I mean, this seems a little bit honestly below their pay grade, but they get hired to do things like this. They are a mercenary group, and so do get hired for odd jobs. And they spoke to one of my men and let him know that they had been contracted, and we let them in.
Did they tell you exactly what they were contracted for? I guess I'm trying to figure out what exactly you think they were hired for. Was it the explosion or
Well,
the
they got
taking
hired.
of product that was in the building?
He kind of like raises his arms, like, I don't know about product. We have a working relationship with Hekan. He keeps other unpleasants kind of out of, causing too much havoc. We let him have his warehouse. So I don't know about any product, but no, they said that they got hired to investigate the fires that have been happening with some of these warehouses. I'm assuming your bosses contracted them, right? Go ahead and roll insight check for my two lovely friends that are there.
So sad. I don't have a plus to insight at all, so I just get a 19.
19 is
One-
a great roll though.
1
Yeah,
through
but I
1.
could at least had like a 30
Ooh.
20.
19 and a 21. As he's sharing this with you guys, like he literally was told by these people that that's what they got hired to do, and they either had the right paperwork or they had a high enough deception roll.
They flashed their fake FBI badges and they were in.
That would probably be the closest equivalent to it.
Dang it.
But yeah, so then
Sorry, what is this guard's name again?
Nasir. And so yeah, so then they were able to so they went in and did some investigating, and they said that there were certain boxes and crates that needed to be taken back to Hekan for safety reasons with an explosion. I don't know if something in the crates caused the explosion and then kind of points over to where Teves and Val are with the bodies, or if one of them, caused the fire. But either way, I didn't exactly want another explosion in my city. And so
Bucca's rubbing his. I'm rubbing my temples right now. I'm like scratching my head. I'm like, no, they didn't. Which way did they go? Did they take it back towards the keep, or I bet did they take it towards the harbor? Is it they took it away?
they took it east in the direction of the harbor. Honestly, they had workers to help with carrying some of these merchandise.
Local? Are they from here? Do they go to the bar? Are they regulars at the Leaning Tree?
No, they aren't from here.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I think they worked for the big guy, the half orc. But
gosh. He brought his union. How did all these people? Why do we have to have coronations? Why do we have to have all these people coming to town today of all days?
yeah, no, we've been busy as with all the people that have been coming in. But yeah, no, the big guy he probably brought like 20 workers, and they kind of helped take everything out. So it all seemed very organized. So
How many crates do you think they took?
probably about kind of looks to his notes, 16 boxes and 1 crate.
16 boxes in 1 crate. Can I do it? Would I know based like roughly how much money that would equate to if I had to guess?
So much. Also knowing that a lot of what was kept in this warehouse, obviously not knowing the specifics of it, of like
artifacts and stuff.
Yeah, but they were magical in nature. A lot of what was kept here was magical.
Damn.
Of course, it wouldn't burn down. It wouldn't burn down in the fire. They walk in, like their fire insurance, like they're investigating things, and they just walk out with it. It's the perfect crime. I'm gonna start walking back towards. I'm gonna walk back towards Teves. Teves, we have to go now. They're getting away.
But as this conversation was happening, and Teves is walking with you, Val, and then is just like, you killed both of them?
All me. They just kind of sat there and watched.
That sounds like Bucca. And then kind of like looks over and sees like sword wounds on him as he's not like moving the body around, but he's like, look, and then looks over at you and sees no sword.
There's also one missing a head.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Let's not forget.
You did this with your bow? Well done.
Thank you.
Wait, so what was it that they had said?
Something about the pyre and living on, or it still lives.
Okay. And he's like looking, and then he ends up seeing a ring as well on one of their hands, and just ends up like looking at it, kind of pulls it, and just sees the emblem of like kind of like that pyre or that crucible, and then sees the same thing, like the emblem that's branded into the armor itself, and just says, well, assuming this is their symbol. Do you know anything about this group? Or
No, the symbol looks very unfamiliar to me, but I think we should take a chest plate and possibly a head as a trophy, also to look into it later on.
Yes, if you want to take the head, by all means.
Perfect.
Good. He like starts like undo some of the armor, and then just at least the front like chest plate, and then ends up grabbing that, and then the ring, and then does like a light just pat and check, just to check for any stuff, no stuff on the bodies. And that's when you hear in the back,
Teves, we have to go. They're getting away. We need to leave now.
What?
They're going east. They took boxes. They took a crate. Those fakers, phonies, losers. And I start walking out towards. I start leaving the warehouse, and I'm walking towards the harbor.
Do we follow?
I guess we follow this. It's been like this all night.
Okay. All right, let's go. And then
I yell over my shoulder, Nasir, I better not see anybody take any more boxes.
Nasir, as he's like looking at Pierce, I thought that they were on the up and up.
It's okay. I'm gonna shake his hand and walk away.
I just nonchalantly pass him with the head on one of my bows and just pop it over my shoulder.
You can't take that. What is happening?
Bye.
At this point, you guys have collectively, it's probably been like about an hour, because it includes like time walking back to the tavern, making your way downstairs, chatting with Hekan, and then making your way back. So collectively, it's been about an hour. Bucca, do you start making your way towards the harbor?
Yeah.
Cool. Everyone is following. You are walking past. At this point, it's late into the night,
hmm
easily past midnight already, and you make your way over there. As you start making your way closer to the harbor, there are less and less people. And then kind of in the distance, you do see these like arcane lights where the harbor is that do provide illumination as ships still do come in at odd hours of the day. They have about an hour gap ahead of you. Go ahead and roll. Go to roll a 20 for
Is Tees carrying the chest plate?
yes.
And the symbol that's on it is the same as the ones on the rings at the people that attacked at the keep, correct?
Yes.
I rolled a 15.
15. Very cool.
No, I need you to say instead of very cool, I need you to say very good.
It is
I
good.
need you to let me know that it's good.
This is good for me.
For you.
Cool. We'll get back to that 15 in a second. Pierce, what were you curious about?
I was gonna say, hey Tees, that chest place you got,
Mhm.
that symbol. Can't say we know a lot about it, but not the first time we've seen it.
What do you mean?
Were the guards or those knights wearing rings with the same thing on it?
Yeah, he goes into like his pocket and then just this guy.
So we were at the coronation. It was attacked, as you, I'm sure, probably already know.
Yeah.
The, I guess, men posing as guards that ended up being part of the attack were wearing them as well.
Interesting.
So whoever,
Wait. So the group that tried to burn down our warehouse,
warehouse.
or burned down our warehouse. They didn't try to. They burned it down. But the group that burned down our warehouse tried to kill the soon-to-be queen.
as far
The
as
queen.
we know, and I can understand,
My
yes,
apologies.
they seem to be involved in both.
And they are working with the Crystal Talons.
That is new information for us today. Question for the Crystal Talons: is that that's a name that all of us would have recognized?
I don't know if Bucca would have. Val, go ahead and just roll a history check for me. For Pierce, yes, you have 100% heard of this group.
A 3.
A 3, I'll say you've heard the name, but no association with like anything in particular. You're like, oh, because you hear about random groups and stuff from your parents. So at some point, it's like, oh, it's a group or something. For Pierce, no roll, you have 100% heard of the Crystal Talents. Like genuinely, like have completed. Like they're known as like the best group, like the best mercenary group. Like any job that they get, they have always completed.
Wow, 100% completion rate.
Are they known to be pretty brutal, or are they like?
I think I don't know because it wouldn't be necessarily like an alignment thing. You would know them to be efficient. I think more than anything.
Got it.
Some of the things that you've heard about this group probably that's fake. It's like one of those things where they're just the story has been over exaggerated kind of thing.
Right.
But they do hold that like mythical level of
Right.
intrigue or respect. But do you think you would have shared it with Teeves?
I think after telling him what I had already mentioned, I would have mentioned it, but because the Crystal Talons were never like brought up or part of or knowingly part of the assassination attempt, it wouldn't have been like also the Crystal Talons were involved. It would have been we were during talking to Nasir the guard, he said that the two his reasoning for being not so much concerned but surprised to see them is because he knew they were part of the Crystal Talons.
Cool. So I would say like that was shared, and then as you guys are kind of back in this part of the conversation, and just so then Teeves goes, and so group that tried to assassinate the queen, the now queen, burned down our warehouse.
Losers, all of them.
All of them, and they are associated with the Crystal Talons.
Also losers.
I don't think they're losers.
I'm still walking away.
I think
I'm
right
going to the harbor.
right now we just have a lot of things that are connected. We just don't necessarily know how. I mean, these guys that attacked us, I think were definitely involved in whoever did blow up the warehouse. I don't see the Crystal Talons being the ones to blow it up, but I could see them being involved in just, the opportunity.
What the hell is happening? You guys are walking with a 15 luck roll. For the luck roll, it was strictly to know this one thing. Bucca, as you're going, you're making your way to the harbor. And I'll say with like a 15 luck check, it just part of it is also where these people are right now, at least in my mind's eye as the DM. All three of you guys go ahead and roll insight checks.
Inside.
And I will I will roll also for Teeves. Teeves got an 8.
I got a nat 1.
Nat 1.
I got an 11.
I'm the himbo now.
You are the himbo. Okay.
I got a 1.
A 1? Cool.
It's a 4 though.
It's 4? Oh yeah. No, you did great. I love it. You guys make your way to the harbor, and as you guys are looking, you don't see anybody carrying 16 boxes or a crate.
I start looking at all the ships. Which ones look like they are ready to go, ready to leave?
As you're looking down, there's collectively probably about 5 ships total. 3 of them look like they're fully just chilling, like they're just fully docked there. There's one, it's the third one, it's one directly in the middle.
Mhm.
You see the gangplank is down, and you see a lot of stuff is being loaded.
Do any of those look familiar?
You're pretty far.
I start walking straight towards the ship that's being loaded. It's this one.
At this point, the last of it, like you could tell, like one of the last of like the workers is loading up the last of the boxes and things into the ship.
Mhm.
So you don't at this point you don't see anybody like physically carrying anything up. You
Mhm.
had noticed that as you guys were like at the edge
Yeah.
of the harbor itself, or the port. Sorry, but
I'm gonna walk up towards one of these because the workers are still just going back and forth.
yeah. But at this point, most of the stuff is already taken up. Like you could tell at this point, it's just minute things.
They're just finishing things up. I'm gonna walk up to one of them and just say, "Okay, is this it? Is Lena and Kubash say that this is it?"
It's this little like halfling just carrying around stuff.
Did Lena and Kubash say that this is everything, and we're ready to go?
Are they the owners of these boxes? I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, if clearly it's not your things.
No, I'm asking to see if you're finished loading these things up.
I mean, yes.
I look around. Is there anybody nearby to this halfling?
No, there's not.
There's not. I scoop him.
Oh my god.
Go ahead.
And I duck behind some boxes. And I cover his mouth.
Oh my god.
This poor man.
Fully just drops the box that he's holding because he was at the bottom of like the gangplank.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I set him
What
down.
are you doing?
I cover his mouth. Okay, listen to me. This is very important. Can I tell if he's from here? Can I tell if he like lives in the area?
He looks like he's dressed like someone that works at the port.
I say, okay, you know Hekan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody knows that. Okay, he is a bad dude, and I use bad in the good way. Okay, he's bad. Okay, right? Did you see the fire that happened earlier tonight?
No.
Did you hear about it?
No.
No? What are you doing? Are you just working all... Never mind. Who put these boxes down here for you guys to load up on the ship? I'm gonna move my hand from your mouth. Okay? And if you yell, I will be bad and the bad version of bad. And I move my hand.
Okay. Alan.
I cover his mouth. I turn around. Do we know an Alan? Is there an Alan?
Teeves is like, I don't know an Alan.
What did he look like? And I move my hand again.
Tall?
Cool, we're wasting time.
Tall what?
What are you asking?
Who is this man?
He's Alan. He works here. I don't know.
Okay, so Alan works with you?
Yes, he's my
Okay.
He's my boss.
He's your boss. Where is he?
His office.
Perfect. Okay. And I start patting his head and like fixing his hair. You're a good worker.
Okay.
Just keep doing you. And I
Okay.
lift him up to stand him up, and I pat him on the butt and send him on his way.
What about the
Okay.
box that he dropped?
Oh my god.
He's just gonna go pick up the box, I'm assuming, and
Yeah,
pin
he's
it
like
slowly up the shelf.
he's like shell shocked as he's walking so rigidly, but he like walks up into the boat.
I'm gonna I'm gonna keep an eye on this boat. You said of the 5 boats, 3 of them look like they're just there.
They're just anchored in.
Yeah. Where's the other one that doesn't look like anything?
It's the last one. It's
It's
like
the
the
last
one
one.
that's like most in the dark, I guess.
Perfect. I'm gonna start jogging over that way, and I'm gonna relay all the information to the team. It's like, okay, Alan's the foreman of the dock.
They were
If
all
they
next
went-
to you, by the way.
Yeah.
We just weren't hiding.
Cutscene montage. As we're running from this ship to the next one, it's like it's gonna take forever, but it's really just
It's like
30
200
seconds.
feet down. It's like 200
Yeah.
feet down. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Alan's the foreman of the dock. If anybody knows anything legit, it's Alan. But we need to check out this last ship. You can tell by the way that those knots are tied, and I point to the other 3 boats that look like they're going nowhere. They are locked in. They're here, storm or calm. They're not moving. This one is getting loaded, and I don't even know that halfling's name. He is just a worker. I guess he's from here. Oh man, I should have offered him a drink. He's
You
gonna be
kidnapped him.
he's gonna be scarred. I didn't take him anywhere.
You
I
took
didn't
him behind
take
the
him-
boxes.
No, behind the boxes, next to the boxes. He was already he was with the boxes the whole time. It wasn't my fault. And so it looks like that is legit business because they went through the foreman and the dock. Did you get that all, Teeves? Perfect. Break. And I start jogging towards the last ship.
So are we going to the? Okay.
You guys go up to the last ship. It doesn't look like it looks like it got here recently. There, you notice like there are some boxes that have been unloaded. You don't notice like a way to get up or in or off of the ship itself, but you do see like boxes in front of the ship itself.
No gangplank, just boxes. I'm gonna dig through some of these boxes.
Go ahead and roll investigation checks. And you guys can all roll investigation checks as if you guys are assisting.
Please
with-
help me.
Investing.
What's Teeves gonna do?
Teeves can help if you guys want.
He
Okay,
should
if
watch.
Teeves is gonna go through boxes, I'm going to keep an eye on the ship.
Cool.
14.
Plus 2, 14 for Teeves.
I got a 10.
A 10. As you are unloading some boxes and like chests and things like that, a lot of clothes. It seems like a lot of clothes and a lot of like personal like merchandise, or not personal merchandise, personal like items.
Belongings.
Personal affects.
Mhm.
Does any of it look familiar and or are the same color scheme as the Crystal Talons?
Not particularly, like not like there's not like one
no
color
theme.
scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This person's wardrobe, they need to pick a theme. It's all over the place.
As you guys are looking, Pierce, you're kind of keeping an eye on the ship.
Yeah, I'm around, just trying to see if there's anybody somewhere.
As you're looking, go ahead and Pierce, did you end up rolling an investigation or no?
No,
Go ahead and roll investigation or perception.
13 investigation. That's
13
me.
investigation. You notice, I think the thing you notice is how did this stuff get loaded or unloaded?
Mm.
You don't see anybody around.
How long do you guys think this stuff has just been sitting here?
I look at the state of the rope that's tying the ship down. Does it look like fresh rope or does it look like seasoned rope? It's fresh rope.
It's fresh rope.
Ooh. It can't have been more than a week maximum. There's no way. This is new.
Can I use detect magic?
Yes, you may.
Okay, so
Um,
detect magic.
Yeah, read me detect magic. What is
For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn if it's school of magic, if any. Learn its school of magic, if any. Sorry, I can't read.
No, you are good. Very cool. As you do that, you do feel on the ship itself are two 3 sources of magic, but you can tell because what's the distance on that spell?
30
feet?
feet from self.
30 feet.
Mm.
It feels like because you guys are at the edge of the water, so you're right by the boat, and so but you feel like it's at the edge of that 30 feet mark, but it's like on the boat itself, and you do feel like 3 sources of magic, all kind of originating from the same.
We need to get on this boat.
Yeah.
As you guys are looking around, you don't really see like I guess like a traditional way to get on the ship. You do see the ropes holding the ship in.
And
I'm climbing that rope.
Cool.
I'll follow closely behind.
Cool. Do you guys do it like Pirates of the Caribbean 2 when it's
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
exactly what I was thinking.
But I'll use a different rope so that hopefully 2 of us get up there at like the relative same time.
Everybody go ahead and roll me stealth checks. Ooh, Teeves. Sweet Teeves.
He's a dragonborn.
Uh,
He's got
4.
armor on, probably.
I got 8.
8,
I got a 15.
Yeah.
15.
There we go. This is what we're here for. +7, 24.
24.
Yeah.
Very cool. 24 and then 15. Val got a 8 and then Teeves got a 7. So cool. Bucca, you land quiet as a cat. And you start to look around. The ship itself is like empty. There's like no light. You don't hear any people. But it also is the middle of the night. So if anybody is asleep, maybe they might be underneath where like a lot of like the dorms and the rooms are. And as you're kind of investigating and looking around, immediately you just hear the clank of armor and feet just landing heavily on the wood behind you as you start like creeping forward. And then boom, go, 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 do, 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 do.
I pause and I turn slowly over my shoulder. And I take my little steps.
Cool. Where you guys are on this, because it's all like the top of the ship, but it's almost like 2 floors where the floor that you guys are at that does have kind of like a little like staircase down. And then on the other end of the ship, it's the second floor is where the wheel. That's kind of like where the captain typically, or whoever's driving the boat typically would be. Do you guys want to head down or would you like to investigate up here somewhere?
I used a different rope. How far away from them would I be?
You are about 20 feet on the other end of the
Okay.
ship.
Cool.
Like, so left to right, basically. You are on.
Val, where's the magic coming from?
It's at the other side of the boat. Let's go to the helm.
There's like a little like ladder to just kind of get to the helm. Sitting, there is kind of like a small step, and it's like at the edge of the ship itself. And then sitting cross-legged, you guys see Lena, and just says, "I'm so glad you guys could make it. I was wondering if you guys were going to come and hang out.
Give us our stuff back.
I don't have your stuff, so I'm curious. Who are you guys?"
My name is Bobby.
Bobby, pleasure.
Introduced yourself before.
No, I know your names already, but
Oh, okay.
no, I mean I knew these are fake names, but
We're just 3 friends.
Teeves
hanging out.
looks beyond hurt.
That's my bodyguard.
So we're not friends.
No, we're friends, but we're also like coworkers first. So
Wait, so
right now, this is my bodyguard and 3 really good childhood friends.
I have to rethink our whole friendship now.
I've known you
lean
for
over-
like 20
I lean over
minutes, man.
I lean over to Pierce. Did I introduce myself when I was hyperventilating?
You did. Also, Teeves, she said 3, which would include you.
Oh,
So
right.
I just
Would it? Are we? I can start counting on my hand. Val, me.
I said these are my 3 friends.
These are. Oh,
So Val plus 3.
Teeves, we're part of the 3.
I thought you said we
No,
are
no,
3
no,
friends.
no. We
Okay.
We, as in I and my 3 friends. We're
starts
just
to, like-
taking a light stroll.
He starts to like smile a little bit, and he's like, okay. And the whole time Lena's just watching you guys. She says, "No, I was just curious as to who you guys were, or who you worked for." I'm assuming, and looks over at Teeves and Bucca, just because she has such a incredibly high passive perception, notices his is a lot more apparent, but
Mhm.
it somewhere in like the moving around stuff, your red scarf kind of sticks up a little bit.
Mhm.
and then just says, well, assuming points, you two work for Hekan, which means that you two are the outliers. Points over at Val. You're dressed really nice. So it's fun how you're kind of mixed in all of this. You, my tall friend, though, you have a lot. You're very rigid, aren't you? And so I'm assuming you work for the guard. And so I'm curious how all all four of you best friends got so curious.
I want to know where our stuff is.
I don't have it. Kubosh kind of handles all of that. Him and his little minions, they took it away. So
Like it's not here. Like could you tell us where it is?
I mean I can ask him. He's not here. So
Did he leave?
he went somewhere. He took all the things someplace, but I don't really concern myself. Usually whenever, he's I think more interested in a lot of kind of day-to-day kind of fun little treasures. I usually try to find myself, finding more unique items. So everything in Heken's warehouse is not really to my taste. But as far as where it is, I couldn't tell you. And I also don't know if I would tell you, but you made your way over here, which means I was right. So Kuba shows me money. So that's always good.
You
How
bet
much
on
money?
You bet on us?
Yeah. Yeah. No. So we originally, so okay, here's the thing. Kubosh originally was going to take stuff to where he ended up taking it. I'm assuming he has a little safe house or something. But I thought, I bet you if we start heading to the harbor, that people will think we're at the port and then they will follow us. And so here we are.
Hmm.
You guys are fun.
I like you.
Yeah.
You haven't done really good things, but I like you.
Val, what? Why do you like her?
I like her too.
Fun.
So, how are you guys involved with this? Did Hecken hire all of you?
No. I've tried to work for that man. He will not hire me.
I thought he just did.
No. Remember when I was bartending, he didn't want to hire me.
Yeah, but
And I elbow him. And I elbow both of them.
Oh, yeah, right.
Right. Yeah. You don't work for him. Puts air quotes up. You don't work for him.
No. I don't work.
that's
Yeah.
definitely true.
I can see that. Anyways, well, this is fun. I know your names, which is great because you all shared it with me earlier. I hope you like the candy. Points over at Bucca.
It was actually pretty good. Where did you get it from?
Oh, monks up in a mountain make this once a year.
Whoa. Do you have any more?
Yeah. You guys are more than welcome to do any kind of checks that you guys.
Yeah.
She is cool as a cucumber. Like this one,
Yeah.
this part of it, no roll necessary. As you guys are, I would say distance wise, because conversation happened as you guys just made your way up. You guys are about 15 feet away as she's just like on this small step.
Is she the magical item?
As you still have detect magic up, she does have 3 sources of magic, and they are originating.
She's casting 3 spells. How does she do that?
It might be
Or
the
she has
items
3
she's
magic
wearing, like
items?
jewelry.
Mm.
She seems like a jewelry girly.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk over and try to grab some of that candy, and as I get closer, I want to try to see if I can see any of those magic items.
Thieve them?
No, it's just see them.
Oh, see
Oh
'em.
my
And
goodness!
then thief.
Don't scare me like that.
No, you're good. As you get closer, she literally again is just kind of holding them out, so you're able to grab them. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Can I also come too? I want to get closer so we can talk about jewelry in my family, apparently.
30-20.
Dirty 20.
I got a 10.
A 10. I'll say go ahead and roll it with advantage because you do have detect magic up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. 21.
21.
Ooh.
Beautiful. With a dirty 20, as she's holding up, she has 3 rings on her hand. So it's kind of hard to see because you're seeing like her palm. So whatever symbols or anything or any emblems that might be on things are facing down. 2 of them there's just something about one of them with a dirty 20 that just kind of catches your eye. The one that's like on her middle finger. Something about that one, just like the way that it glints, like it's hard to describe. Like you've stolen many items in the past. Something about it just speaks like it's worth
valuable.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
With a 21 and using the detect magic, she does have there is magic in the ring, just one of them. There is magic in the boots that she has on, and there's something that's on her person that also seems to be having some like innate magic.
Hmm.
Bucca, you grab the candy?
Yeah.
Did you want some as well? Looks over at Val.
No, I was just looking at your rings. My family has a small business of jewelry making, so I was just admiring them.
Jewelry. You are Valentina.
You know my full name, my government name.
I know your government name. This is our first time meeting though, so don't think it's anything weird, crazy. But your family, I guess they would be. I know they have a lot of mines somewhere. But other than that,
How do you know this?
it's my job to know. But other than that, though, I do think that this is where we have to part ways. This was very insightful. I do appreciate you guys proving me correct and that you made your way over here. I do appreciate that because you did make me money. So that is very much appreciated.
As I'm eating the candy, I just have, well, since we're here, can you at least answer some of our questions? We followed you. We found you. At least, well, I guess you wanted us to find you, which means you wanted us to meet, right? What are you doing here? Why?
Well, okay. So before you ask your question, if you want to
Yeah.
confer with your group, I will answer one question.
I turned to the group. Joke's on her. She already answered a question. I asked her where the candy came from.
Don't say
and
that
she
too
told me.
loud.
I'm whispering. She cannot hear me.
You're whispering really loud.
Whispering so soft.
Whispers very loudly, I can hear you. I have really good ears.
Shh.
Finger on the lip.
Okay. I pull Teeves into the huddle. We get one question. What do we want to know? Should we ask her what she knows about the Pyre? Or should we ask her why the Pyre is targeting so many
I don't
groups
think
of
she
people?
knows. She will tell us that much about the Pyre.
She strictly said her job is to know everything.
I mean, that's true, but
Bucca starts spiraling. I reach for the paper bag.
what question would you ask here? You know things about war and history and things.
I feel like there's only two ways that we can go. We either go with what Bucca said, ask her what she knows about the Pyre, because we know that the Pyre was also involved in an assassination attempt. So
the Pyre.
that's my vote.
Okay, the Pyre. Okay, who wants to ask her? Nose goes. Let the record show that Val has not touched her nose.
I was thinking about it. I was like, I can't believe we're doing that. Is Lena just listening to all of this?
Do you look back?
Yeah, I look back.
The whole time she's just her head on her hand and she's just watching. She always has like her demeanor has not changed the entire time. Like she just kind of has like this pleasant smile.
She just looks content.
So Lena, what do you know about the Pyre?
What a bad question. What do I know?
I told you guys it was a bad question.
But you know what? We live with our
we
live with our choices, and that's okay. But what do I know about the Pyre? The Pyre is a group that is trying to extinguish magic forever. Fun. They're a little extreme. They're a little crazy.
A little kooky.
A little bit.
Hmm.
Everything has magic, so it's a little extreme. But that was your question. This was fun.
Okay, double or nothing.
Double or nothing, what?
I don't know. I hear gamblers say this all the time, and sometimes they win.
You have nothing that I would like.
That's offensive. I have many things.
Yeah, but nothing that I would want. I mean, the only thing that seems kind of fun and points over at Bucca's scabbard is that guy. Or also, and points over at Pierce, his sword seems kind of fun.
Pierce just nods his head.
We can do double or nothing. I can answer one more question, but if you want to hand me one of those items.
Why? It's a piece of wood.
I don't know. I actually don't know for that one, but and then her eyes kind of narrow, and she like for like a split second kind of gets like serious, and she's like, it's just a piece of wood, and then that's when she gets serious. She's like, but I want it,
I don't.
and then the smile returns.
I don't think I want you to want it.
Well,
Can I detect if his thing is magical?
it's like a very low magic.
Because I imagine that since it's been cut from the tree, it's like slowly losing.
It's very low in magic. It's hard to describe, but it almost feels like a hum rather than like a loud like crescendo.
A
or something.
hum or a pulse,
Mhm.
almost. Mm. And I just start backing. I like take a step back and say, I don't want.
I don't think my friends want to gamble their belongings.
Okay.
We'll see you around then.
Sounds like a plan. And then she stands up and walks past you guys. Does anybody try to stop her?
Nope.
I don't think we can.
She stands up and it's almost like cleaning her boots a little bit. She's hitting them against each other,
Yeah.
knocking any like dirt and stuff, and just says, "Well, this was fun." And then walks past you guys, and she just hops off the ship. And as she makes her way, as she lands on the port itself, let me add all of this up.
All of what?
She starts walking towards the exit, and she walks with an inconceivable speed. You feel kind of like that magic flare up for like a second, and then at some point she just gets out of your range, Val. But you kind of feel like that magic flare up from like her boots. Mechanically, in one turn, she is able to move 360 feet.
Jesus.
The fuck kind of boots are those?
Step of the lightning instead of step of the wind.
There's something about like, each step gets her like further and further away, and then she's able to clear the whole port in 18 seconds.
Jeez. So whose ship is this?
Tucked away behind the seat where she was at, or the step where
Mhm.
she was at, you just see the captain just curled up.
Does
with
he
a-
look like he was forcefully put to sleep?
You don't know, but he looks really comfortable.
I accidentally slap him. No.
But as you go and you're checking on him a little bit,
Yeah.
his eyes
Mhm.
open up a little bit,
Yeah.
and he looks at you guys and just like, "Who are you guys?"
Yeah. This is a dream. And I close his eyes.
Okay, good night. And goes back to bed, and that is where we're gonna end tonight's session. Cue the music.